So we'll start that again for 5. All right? All right. I'm going to erase that piece now because I don't need it. All right. 5. We're going to set this up the same way. Remember, f of x is still equal to x squared. Okay? All right. So, horizontal shift, what does that mean? Horizontals do the opposite, right? Okay? Horizontals is x opposite. Shift plus. Left minus. So that's x opposite minus 3. What's opposite of minus 3? Plus 3, right? So it's going to be x plus 3. Right? So remember, it's always g of x is equal to space, parentheses, space x, space, parentheses, space. And then you plug in, is it a stretch or is it a shift? It's a shift. So it's one of these two. Is it horizontal or is it vertical?
Horizontal.
It's horizontal. So it's inside. It's plus 3. So simple. Okay? Now remember, it's always doing the opposite. So if it's left, it means it's plus. If it's right, it means it's minus. That's it. That's all you have to remember. Okay? Horizontals do the opposite. It's a little harder with horizontals and shifting or stretching, right? And compressions. Those get flipped. Alright? Alright, let's go with followed by. Alright? So followed by means h of x. So that means I'm going to move on to h of x. Now, do I need to put another parentheses? I don't need another parentheses because it's already inside, right? But what I need is another space, right? Because it has to be equal space parentheses, space x, space. Well, that means that right here is my plus 3. I still have a space in case I'm going to do another horizontal shift, right? Space. Okay? And so now, I'm going to shift down. Vertical. What is vertical? F of x, the whole function. But in our case, it's not f of x we're shifting, it's h of x. Right? So h of x, shift is plus, down is minus. So what is plus minus? There it is. So h of x minus 6. Or think of it like this. It's a shift, right? So it's one of these two. Horizontal or vertical? Then it's out here. Vertical is outside. Horizontal, inside. It's that simple. Okay? Outside. Now, think about this. This is actually written as this. H of x equals x plus 3 squared minus 6. Does that look familiar? That's your vertex formula. Right?
If it's vertical, why is it outside?
Because horizontal is inside.
Oh, okay.
Horizontal is inside, vertical is outside. Good question. Up. That's your vertex formula, right? Yeah. Minus HK, right? So it's the opposite H and the exact K. So what's your vertex? Well, it's what's opposite of 3? Negative 3, right? What's your K? Negative 6. So what does that tell you? It tells you it's going left 3 and down 6. What did you do? You went left 3 and you went down 6. So you should be able to go backwards and forwards with this. Does that make sense? If I give you something like this, you should be able to get this. And then put in the base, your parent function, right? So that's that whole, remember, over 1 up 1, over 2 up 4, right? Okay? I just wanted to point that out. Now, if you wanted to write this, you would have to say this is squared. Okay, here's the hard part. The extra credit, which they might ask you to do on the state test. You have to say this is x plus 3 times x plus 3 minus 6. Right? So when you do that, you have to go, right? So that's x squared plus 3x. And then 3x plus 9 minus 6. And so what do you end up with? X squared plus 6x. What is 9 minus 6? These two things are the same. If I asked you to graph this, you would use your 4-step method, right? We're going to go over that. If I ask you to graph this, you'll use your vertex formula. Left, right, up, down. That's simple, okay? This 4-step method, this vertex, left, right, up, down. Okay? All right.